So you want to join the resistance and stop the Mad Queen, huh? Well, I've got news for you, Buttercup. Without proper guidance, you are walking into a sure-as-shit suicide mission. I have seen this game fell a party of full grown-ass adults on apprentice difficulty. Do not let the cute aesthetic fool you, soldier. We are not here to play Candyland. You thought you'd breeze through the first chapter of this game like it was the Peppermint Forest? Wrong! This is the snow-capped minefield, and I assure you they do not taste as good as you would think. They are dusty, they are chalky, they are messy, and you will get tired of them very quickly. Where was I? Right! Right. For the King 2, Chapter 1 Guide. Let's get into it. First things first, you're going to need to pick a capable party comp. This quest is doomed from the start if you walk into this thing with poor formation. At least one of you will have to be a blacksmith. I don't care who does it, and I don't care how you decide, but if you walk into this thing without a tank, you'll have a goblin marauder picking you out of their boot sole before second breakfast.
Oh my god!
Get hit!
You have to have one, if not two, shields in the party to protect the squishy classes that stand in the back. Without a shield, you're likely to forget what your scholar's face even looked like. They'll die so fast.
No.
Grandma, no!
Speaking of, bring a scholar. Even if they break apart like toilet paper in a blender, you cannot deny that their area effect spells are a 100% necessity for clearing out some of the fights you're going to come across. Do not even think about engaging a camp without your bookworm bozo in tow. Next, bring someone fast and evasive. Evade tank is definitely a thing in this game and can be wildly effective. Most shields use Constitution to taunt, but bucklers go off speed. That's new to this game. So stack that speed and evasion and prepare to dance and dodge like your life depends on it, because it most certainly does. If dodging and poking baddies with a sharpened stick isn't your style, grab a spear or a bow and wreak some havoc from a safe distance. Just know without that second shield, you're going to leave your backline pretty exposed. Okay, you've got your party of dipshits assembled. Now let's get to the meat of this guide. You're going to start in a town. Do not walk away from this town without picking up a worthwhile quest from the bounty board. If you don't do this, you are wasting precious daylight, of which you have very little. The first portion of this chapter is a time challenge. As long as you don't dick around, you should not run out of time here. The number one fatal mistake that a party can make is avoiding overworld fights. If you're scared to jump a lonely hag in the woods, then you have signed up for the wrong resistance, soldier.
He brought his mom with him. Bring your mom to work day.
You'll never get experience, and you'll never find any loot if you aren't picking as many fights as possible. If all 4 party members are within range of one enemy, you fight that enemy. Fight as many fights as possible. Unless it's a jelly. Never willingly fight jellies.
Do you think they're going to murder us?
There's no fucking way. I wish you all the luck in the world, sweetie. It's not good. It's not good. This is not good.
Double.
No!
Oh.
You should spend the first few rounds running around, picking easy fights, looking for shrines, and completing that first quest that you picked up from the bounty board. Before long, it'll be time to take on Jeremy in the tavern. Make sure your whole party's within range, and make sure that they're all decently healed before fighting this fuckface. When inside the tavern, focus on his cronies first, and before long it'll be a 4v1, and you can stuff this idiot into a locker like a proper bully.
Karen steals the kill.
Lepto with the steal!
Beheaded.
Watch out, watch out, watch out!
Immediately after the tavern, you will gain access to the guardhouse, the first mandatory dungeon of the game.
Let's get this done,
Alright.
shall we?
Let's get the fuck up north as fast as possible.
Bro, we need some fucking globes or we're gonna die in that guardhouse.
If you're not at least level 1 by this point, then you've likely been ignoring everything I've said thus far and deserve a party wipe that awaits you in this first layer of hell. You should be focusing on casters and archers in the back whenever you have the chance, since they will be dishing out the most damage. But if you see a planeswolf third wheeling these queen guards, you put that beast down immediately. If it has a chance to summon another wolf, you'll have another chunk of health to chop through, and this early on, you can likely not hang with that kind of endurance test. These guys are a bunch of sweat lords, and they will not hold back, so why should you? Now we get to the hard part. You'll have to free a prisoner from the prison cart, while Queen's Guard are periodically jumping you on the road. The most important thing to remember about this part of the game is that those Queen's Guard do not grant any XP, do not drop any loot. They are strictly a punishment and should be avoided at all costs. As you make your way to this cart, you want to grind as much gear and XP as humanly possible. If you got a weak link in your party, pull together some money and buy that peasant some new gear, because you need everyone on their A game. When you come across a chance to lower the chaos, you have to take it to keep the Queen's Guard from ambushing you. Don't get tempted by any amount of gear, it's never better than lowering chaos. Seek out the resistance camp, and always choose the quest that reduces chaos from the bounty boards. I cannot emphasize this enough that this is the hardest part of the entire campaign. You have to be level 3, at the least, before you engage in this prison cart fight. Take some time to get there if you have to, because after this, it's hopefully all downhill. Oh yeah, Hildebrand's out there in the wilderness somewhere. Don't worry about him, you're gonna trip over him eventually. Now you've come to a crossroads. You'll have to choose between the cellar or the sewers. The cellar is full of ghosts and, what are these things called again? Bone guys? Bone guys. Ghost and bone guys, while the sewer is full of bats and jellies. If you're scared of contracting conjunctivitis, then this choice should be pretty clear here. Have a Hagsbane ready in your inventory if you choose to sell her, because they're gonna curse you.
Back in business, baby.
Now I'm done.
Now I'm done.
And have a couple of Panax ready in the poison pink-eyed path because, well, poison. The sewer will also let you out in the middle of the bog, which is the most miserable place in the game. Now that I think about it, you really should just choose the seller unless you're hunting for that achievement. We're on to the final stretch. We're gonna go after the Bandit King.
Because if you take too long, I won't hesitate to lick his toes myself, you got it?
But first, we have a few more dungeons to clear. The urgency here on out is drastically lower. Take your time to pick more easy fights and shop for some baller new gear. The bandit camp is a lower level, so you should probably tackle that one first. By now, you should have a blacksmith that is hopefully caked out in armor and should be able to taunt tank your way past any bandit battle. But the bog, that goddamn bog, is literally just the devs griefing you at this point.
I sneak.
But now there's a fucking camp of boglings.
Oh my god! What is this place?
Hell.
What kind of bog is this?
We've been at this for hours, and time is valuable, so we're just going to use portal scrolls and teleport scrolls to skip straight to Boogie's Crypt, because trust me, it is not worth the slog through the mud here. As far as the contents of Boogie's Crypt, well, I hope you like bone guys, because this is chock full of them. After genociding said bone guys, it's time for the final tussle with the big boy Bandit King. If you're level 7 by this dungeon, great work. If you're level 8 or 9 by this point, then consider getting a life because you took my advice way too seriously and must have spent too much time grinding early on. In this final dungeon, it's time to live your ultimate YOLO life and throw every bomb, smoke every weed, butt chug every bottle of booze you've accumulated over the course of this game. It all goes away after this, so blaze them if you got them. The Bandit King hits like a freight train full of dump trucks, so hide your squishes behind a shield and brace for some gnarly AoE. There are multiple waves to this fight, so prepare for an endurance test. Stand strong and keep chipping away at the big man until he finally topples over, and you will have achieved ultimate victory over Chapter 1. Not so bad, right? Wrong. There's no denying that luck plays a massive part in beating anything in this game.
You
Get me out of this fucking fucking sick.
You must pay the price to exit my swamp.
He will fuck you up.
He does a lot
Just
of
go
magic.
right instead.
No, you should have retreated. You should have retreated.
The sooner you accept that you're not in total control over what happens, the sooner you're gonna fall in love with this game for what it truly is.
Oh god, that's so dark.
I'm telling
What
you.
the fuck?
A goofy, unpredictable strategy game where you're never fully in control. But go grab some of your buddies, get out there and join the resistance.
Yes.
Wait, I thought that guy was real for 1 second. I legit thought that guy was real. Maybe we can negotiate.
Thank you so much for watching and consider subscribing so that I can quit my day job and get to work delivering you more stuff.